Namaste, this is your Backbends. Today we will be working on some lying down asanas for the stomach and for the legs and for pain in the shoulders. I live with a lot of chronic pain and I thought I would do this short class on my shoulders and then some lying down asanas, and I hope it may help you as well. So when you're ready to start, I am just sitting in Sukhasana, so just sit with your legs crossed in any which way, and I'm going to go back a bit so that you can see, and I'm going to choose half lotus. So I'm putting my right leg on top of my left thigh and aligning my knees as close as they will get to the floor. I don't really push them down because we don't want to injure the knees, but just an easy relaxed asana, half lotus. If your legs are more flexible, your ankles are more flexible, choose full lotus, sit on a chair. This is just really a grounding practice to get ready for the class. Today I am sipping some coconut water. I live in Goa at the moment and it's in a silver glass. And silver, and using these metals like copper, silver, gold. The purer gold, of course, I don't have a gold glass, disclaimer, but I do have a silver glass. And you know, silver has the property of the moon. Today is full moon, and silver has a cooling property. So for any of us who are high in the vata and our mind is very anxious, or our bodies are very hot, or the pitta is very high, silver and drinking in silver and using silver jewelry, I'm always wearing a lot of silver jewelry. It keeps us sort of grounded, cooler, the properties of silver really, and I think we shine out a radiance as well. So get your favorite drink, whatever you're drinking, water, tea, coconut water, whatever you choose, and really start to align the body. So tune in to the posture first and make your spine as straight, and fix your gaze in the wall. Fix your gaze on the wall in front of you and take 1 or 2 deep breaths. Your hands can be in chin mudra and your palms can be facing upwards. Just a gentle pressure on the thighs or on the knees. The top of the knees is best, because it's a gentle pressure and a reminder that your knees should be trying to go as close to the floor as possible, but never push it. The knees are very gentle, very fragile, very delicate. We don't want knee injuries. I know what it's like to live with chronic shoulder pain. Pain is not my friend. Close your eyes now. Align your neck, your spine, your hips in one straight line. Feel your spine being pulled up, 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 your head being pulled up, up, and your hips rooted to Mother Earth. Feel that connection between the ground and your spine, your head and the sky. And know that we are all connected in so many ways. And the sky and the ground and our breath means we are living, we are alive, we are free. In this breath, I need nothing. In this breath, I am complete. I accept myself just as I am, shoulder pain and all, fat belly and all. It's important to witness and be aware of yourself as you are today. You can also have goals, of course, but deep awareness of the body. Tune in to any aches and pains. Tune in to your hips, your ankles, your knees, your belly, your spine, your shoulders, elbows, your wrists, fingertips, toes, the top of your head, the back of your head, the back of your neck. We keep a lot of stored tension in the back of our neck, and just tune into that feeling. That's my crazy dog, one of them. With that deep awareness, Take a deep breath and we will chant Om 3 times. Breathe in. Feel the Om just washing over all the cells, your spine, your brain, your cranium, entire cells energized and revitalized with the sound of the Om. With that deep awareness, uncross your legs, possibly to balance everything. For a few minutes, we sit with our opposite leg over the opposite thigh. And if you are wearing anklets like me, make sure that you're comfortable. Feel free to adjust whatever you need to adjust. Nothing should be pokey. So at the moment, I am just sitting like so in full lotus. There's a yoga mat for once behind me. And we are going to work first on opening the shoulders, some standing asanas and some lying down asanas. I work from the Bihar School of Yoga tradition, which is a deeply therapeutic yoga school with a deep awareness on the breath, on the self, and really saying that in yoga we should not have any pain or discomfort. The body will open and open and open as you practice. And no body is good or bad, and no practice. Practice is the best, but yes. So I'm just going to uncross, hug my knees to my chest, hug my knees, push my heels as close to my hips as possible, and my back is slightly rounded, and that's okay. And I'm just wiggling my shoulders. So really I am, should I from this angle? So I'm like so, and I'm just sort of rocking, checking in with my hips, with my waist, and just wiggling. I'm seeing the belly fat and I'm saying, Jinmal, don't judge and don't compare. But sadly, we are surrounded by images of very flexible, very skinny yogis and yoginis doing the perfect handstands. And it's normal to compare. Our education system teaches us that, our mothers and fathers teach us that. So-and-so is good in maths and so is good in physics, and why aren't you? But I think in yoga it's important to say, well, today this is what I can do. At the moment, I'm sitting in this deer sort of position with one leg crossed like so and one hip opening, one leg at the back. My back foot is sort of just pointing towards the wall, and this is a good hip opener. So it's a good hip opener, and I'm taking another sip. I'm very thirsty, it's very hot here, and I've got the fan off and I've been cleaning all morning, which is normal for my house at this point in the morning. And then I'm just going to put that leg in front and go the other way. So it's just a deep opening for the hips. Again, just adjusting my ankles, trying to sit up straight, but naturally your body is twisting a bit. So then just moving my arms and just feeling how this hip is feeling, how this knee is feeling, how this knee is feeling. And I think anklets should not be worn for yoga, but I like anklets. And anklets also balance energy for women if you wear 2 anklets. And it's good for the kidney, I think. The kidney, which is responsible for hair growth, and I'm trying to grow my hair. But also I like anklets. And you just come back into this, and we're going to get into some standing poses. So I will have to keep adjusting, and I'm just getting into like a mountain pose and just going up and down, just feeling the energy of my legs. I'm going to try and go to the mat and keep adjusting that. I think I should have to buy another camera. So I'm just going to start in Marjari Asana. My feet are flat. and your wrists and elbows and shoulders are in one straight line. Your hips and legs are aligned. And you just start curling up the spine. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling up. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling. And I'm just going back and forth. I'm going to check on the dog, and I will be back in a moment. Tired of barking all day. So we are back, and we are getting back into Marjari Asana, and that is my crazy German Shepherd Moody, who is barking and barking. And dogs, are so good at taking care of their bodies and stretching when they wake up, shaking, like when we wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. She shakes vigorously, and I'm like, Noori, I just swept the floor and all your hair. But these shaking, stretching, these are all the body's natural way of dispelling old energy, pain, stiff joints. So really we are just going like a wave. I'm just moving my hips. And again, if there's any tension in my arms or my elbows, you're always free to stop and just wiggle them a little bit. And when you are ready, put your toes on the ground and just gently come up into mountain and walk your feet. You're just walking, straightening the legs. The emphasis is on this heel trying to come to the ground, because then you feel a deep stretch here in the back of your calf. And go up, come down, go up, come down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Then we're going to get into a deep goddess squat. So you're just walking, seeing the flexibility of your hips and your arms, your shoulders. Your back is slightly coming forward. Can be slightly rounded, although ideally it should be flat. And the emphasis again is on keeping the feet flat. So if that means my goddess squat is sort of like so. So I can sit like so, and my hips are off the ground. There is about a yoga break distance between my hips and the mat. And my hands are in prayer position, and my forearms are pushing my thighs outside. And this is a very powerful position. Your legs, your feet, can be as you are comfortable. Each body is different. If you are on your toes and able to balance, that's your call. I have been taught to keep the feet flat. Feet flat and stay in this. Take the help of a yoga block or a rolled up blanket under your bottom, and just stay with normal breath in this position as long as your hips will allow it. This is a deep hip opening stretch, and we are really focusing on being like the goddess. This is like the creation when we give birth to a baby. I have 5 children. Squatting, expelling, really good for the basic chakra, the Adhara chakra. And then you just gently exhale and come up and just sort of hang over your feet. Hang over your legs. My legs are straight, and I'm just keeping my neck loose and with normal breath just hanging over my legs. And I might want to sway again to take out any tension in my legs, in my lower back, taking out the tension, taking out the tension. Exhaling, going back, inhale. Sorry about that. I have to turn off the settings. Exhaling, going back, exhaling. Almost as if you are a woodcutter, and going down and going down. I'm going to adjust the position of this so that you can see. So now we are going to do some basic standing asanas, and we will start with your legs about 15 inches apart, and your arms are like so. And this is Kati Chakrasana, very good for the stomach, the sides of the waist. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. When you inhale up, your palms are looking down. You inhale up almost like a bird. Exhale and twist. When you twist, one hand is here and one hand right here. Where you reach is really up to your own length of the arms and your own flexibility of the waist. You are trying not to involve the hips in the twist, just the middle part of your torso. So inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. It sometimes helps if you squat a little bit. Inhale up, exhale, because then your hips are more fixed. Because otherwise, if we are just going all over, we are not focusing on that. So inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale. And this is my crazy pit bull, Heather. Heather is joining our yoga today. Shaking, shaking, we all can get inspired from animals, how much they shake. So I'm just sort of dancing a bit, involving the knees, the ankles, and both my dogs have come to join us. They think I'm dancing for them, and maybe I am. But the whole point is dancing, enjoying, and then when they get too much, time to take my knee to the chest, pointing my leg down. Quiet, quiet. You can play somewhere else. Inhale, hold it, and down. Hold it, and down. And then just staying in easy pose. My feet are about shoulder distance apart. And I'm just standing. I'm trying to get Heather off my yoga mat. He always wants the comfortable places. Now he's going to bark at the screen because he's like, there's a dog in the screen. Don't have my coconut water. Okay, well, check in with your breath. Check in with how you're feeling. And when you're ready, arms are on the shoulder. Deep shoulder stretches. Deep shoulder stretches. Deep shoulder stretches. I wish I had the energy of a puppy, but I'm 54 years old and I'm very happy with my body, and it's mostly because of yoga. So we are just shrugging up. We are just inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and then just moving the neck, giving yourself a little massage in the back of your neck. I'm trying to get access to my yoga mat because we are going to be doing some lying down poses if the dogs will allow. I don't want to hear it. Sit down. Stop it. So when you are ready, you are just sitting, and again you're just sitting, checking in. Try and push this part of your bottom this way. And the dog wants to be doing yoga with us, which is fine. So push this back, push that back. Try and make your back as straight as possible. And again, your hands and chin mudra. And if you don't have distraction like these dogs, tune in with your body, now more flexible, now more open. And when you're ready, push your dog off the yoga mat and lie down. So you're lying down. I don't want to hear it, Lulu. Lying down and quiet. I think Nuri is saying Om in yoga. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I think I'm not going to be able to do anything, but we are going to still try. This is a 9-month-old German Shepherd, and that is a 7-month-old Pit Bull mix, and they are rather heavy and have very heavy paws. Nuri, stop it. Stop it. Sit down. So just checking in. My legs are up. My feet are about hip distance apart. And again, I want to do a sort of a twist. Today is all about twists and trying to make my shoulders feel better. So I just place my hands on the floor. My palms are facing down. And I just bring my head to the left and my knees to the right. Inhale up, exhale down. It's like a windshield wiper position. It's a hip twist for the hip, the torso, and your bottom is this opposite bottom will come off a little. Remember, whichever side your head is going, your knees are going the other way. You can make your feet come closer, your feet coming also closer to your bottom, and see if you prefer this more extreme back bend. But for me, this easier one is nicer for me. And adjusting yourself so that you have space. And just breathing, letting go, feeling the connection with the earth. When you're ready, just lying down in Shavasana. So your feet are about 15 inches apart. Your palms are away from the body. Your hands are away from the body. Palms are facing up. And just let go. Maybe you have a worshipful dog or a cat trying to tell you something, and it's fine. Maybe you don't, and that's fine. Inhale and exhale, feeling the connection with the earth, with your pets, with your family, with my sleeping baby. And then when you're ready, interlock your fingers and position your hands behind your back. Position your hands behind your head. And again, we are just going to be doing a twisting, which is very good for the shoulders. Like I can feel my left shoulder, which has chronic pain these days. So my left shoulder is actually in slight pain, slight discomfort, but it's not bad pain. So again, getting back into that position, feet about hip distance apart, your hands behind your head, you're gazing at the sky or the ceiling. Your back is neutral, flat as much as possible. To make it more flat, you can always rock a bit and see how you feel. You should not really have an arch yet. So you're just like so. And again, look at the left elbow and try and get your knees to the right. Feel the deep stretch and exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. 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 And really feeling your shoulders responding, your hips responding. And when you're ready, take a deep breath, check in, uncross your fingers, remove the interlock, adjust your clothing for propriety if you need, like me. And what you're doing is you're getting your your ankles as close to the hips as your feet will allow. Your feet are flat and on the yoga mat. Try and clasp your ankles. If you can't clasp them, you can interlock and make a small sort of like a hammer just under your bottom. Your forearms are looking up if you're in that interlock, and it's just like so. But I am going to hold my ankles and just gently lift my bottom up. Be aware of the knees, inhaling up, exhaling down. It's a very small back bend. This is called bridge pose. It's very, very good for us. Very good for the shoulders, for the neck. Anyone with cervical issues or upper neck issues will benefit, but also needs to be careful. So inhaling up, exhaling down. 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 And then you just hold your knees, interlock the knees, and just go back and forth, rock back and forth, rock back and forth. And then just hug your knees to the chest, really hug, really hold your ankles pointing to the opposite side of your head, and really removing any stiffness from your ankles. Every opportunity in yoga doesn't have to be so fixed. Anywhere that you feel that I need to wiggle that, it's your yoga practice, it's your body. You wiggle what needs to be wiggled, and you celebrate your body every single day. So again, you're just hugging and trying to put your knees in between your nose in between your knees. But really wherever you come is fine. If you come here and you have a belly in the middle, it's not a problem. If you do that, it's great. And each time you do that, you're exhaling. So when you exhale, your stomach, your belly, this is deeply therapeutic asana for the intestines and the stomach, and it's called the wind releasing pose. In yoga, we say that in our joints and in our organs, if wind is trapped, vayu or vata is trapped, then it leads to discomfort, pain and disease. So these deep poses from the Pavan Muktasana series, and again I'm just feeling tension in my ankles, so I'm just taking this time to just check in. And when I'm ready, I'm again going to get into some other variation of the bridge. So I really want to work on these shoulders today. So I'm just again interlocking, gazing at the ceiling, checking in with my breath, and when I'm ready, just going like so. Very easy, not at all a problem. And because it's full moon and because we should be doing more practices for women, I thought I would teach you or show you legs up the wall. And legs up the wall is so good when you have chronic pain and fatigue like I do. So I am just going to do that. And basically you need a wall or a door, and the easiest way is you get as close to the wall, but then you can have a carpet or a towel or your yoga mat. But then when you go up, you just scooch your hips against the wall. So if you can see, my toes are not like that. My toes are flat, my feet are flat, as if they are parallel to the ceiling. And I'm trying to put my bottom as close to the wall as possible. I'm really feeling that and staying like that for 3 breaths, for 3 minutes. and putting my arms as they may feel comfortable. This is a very good practice because you are making the blood flow backwards. Remember, we are human, and when we are standing or even sitting, the blood is always flowing downwards. But this practice of forcing the blood to flow backwards, and if you're good with a shoulder stand, this is a good preparatory, and you can just come up on your shoulders really, but taking the support of the wall. So it's a really very, very useful practice. And I'm feeling the need to just keep on stretching my shoulders and just trying to remove this pain, but it's not going. So again, just coming back to stillness, to this deeply therapeutic. And when you put your feet flat like that, you are also having a tension here in your calf and in the back of your legs, and you are getting a more sorry about that, it keeps wanting to go away. I think it might be a sign that we can do something else, and I've come out of the shoulder stand and the legs up the wall, and we can do a few back bends. So back bends are deeply useful, and I'm sorry about my dogs, but it is what it is. And I think this is what we have to accept in yoga and in grihasti, that grihasti is householder, being a householder, that yes, there are dishes to wash, and yes, there are screaming children and screaming dogs, but can we make time for our practice? And does a yoga class, just because I'm recording it, have to be perfect? And my desire is yes, because I'm doing it for an audience. But also, self-ahimsa, self-love, that look, these are my limitations at the moment. And it's okay, and it's not a complaint, but it is acknowledging and accepting your truth for what it is. I met someone yesterday on the beach, and they kept saying, if we say this, we are going to bring it upon ourselves. If we say that, I said I'm broke, or we shouldn't say I'm broke. But I think that, it's important to just state your truth, not in a complaining or whinging way, just stating your truth and being okay with it. Like, okay, at the moment, I don't have money for fancy restaurants, but can I have a coconut water in a silver glass? Yes. And I'm abundant in so many ways. Do I have pain in my shoulders? Yes. Is it a complaint? No. It is my truth. It is my deep awareness. And I think it is in these self-acceptance and deep awareness that we are able to set ourselves free and work towards the liberation of the body from pain, from tension. I constantly have, like yesterday, I had so much pain in the back of my neck, and I almost took some strong painkillers, but I just kept resting and putting oil, and today I'm so much better. And yesterday was Valentine's Day, and the same friend gave me red strawberries in a red bag. So I'm not complaining, but I'm just stating everyone has a different vision, a different opinion of the world. And I think in yoga, self-acceptance and accepting other people's opinions, maybe that affirmation business works for her. It doesn't work for me. But cheers to coconut water. Cheers to silver glasses if we have them. And cheers to a pain-free body, really. So when you are ready, make sure that any liquids are out of the way. And we are just going to be getting into a reverse shavasana, really. So getting on your mat and adjusting yourself as you would like. Your feet can be flat, and I'm just like so for a bit. So this is another very good stretch. This is called Sphinx, and your palms are flat on the ground, palms down, palms down. Your elbows are as 90 degrees as possible. This angle should be 90 degrees. Now, because I have the comfort of the screen, I can adjust. You can have a mirror, or you can just use your own body intelligence and try and gaze at the ceiling or the sky. And just inhale and exhale normally. Just the belly button should be on the floor. We are not pushing and going too much. It's just a gentle back bend. This is deeply therapeutic for the lower back. And especially because we are not forcing the body. So, if you need your toes to be on the floor for greater support, you can do. Some people try and lift the legs up. But I'm saying that it's just relaxing. You could even be like a child, reading a book like so. And this is almost like a slouch, but also a deep awareness of your back, your lower back. Your belly is flopped onto the mat, and that's fine. Make a pillow with your hands and just rest. Breathe in deeply, be aware of your neck, your spine. I'm putting my head to one side, possibly so that you can hear. But also in yoga, we like to balance the energy. Head on one side, head on the other side. My palms, hands are up, facing up, and both palms facing up. This is the reverse shavasana. My feet are slightly apart, feet are flat, and we are just going like so. And when you're ready, you are going to again come into that, but you're coming into Makrasana. So you cup your hands and just cup your hands, put your chin on them. So feel free to adjust your elbows and your hands and check out Noori. And then I feel that this is more stable. So you can use your thumbs, you can use your hands. Feel what your back wants today. So I've even put my feet, my toes on the ground, and I'm just like so. And this is a nice bend for my neck. I'm gazing at some trees outside my window. There's some nice smell coming from the oven. So just tuning into the surroundings. The birds are chirping. There's greenery outside. And just being grateful, thankful for our families, for greenery. Because then you are able to stay in the position and move past that threshold of pain. If you are slouching into your neck like I am, again come back into Sphinx and try and go tall. If your body is more flexible, go into starfish hands and look up. This is a more extreme bend for your lower back. So just stay as long as you can. Normal breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Feeling the softness of your belly and being kind. Coming down whenever needed. And then again going up, gazing, coming down. So it's an extreme bend, and I've not been doing too many back bends since my arm was broken last year. I have 2 rods in this arm, but I'm slowly easing back into it. And this slowly easing back into yoga and into your body is really key. So we're going to work on possibly a warrior to end the class. I really like the strength of warrior and goddess. And from Kung Fu, the deep squats, horse stance. So again, just coming up gently. I'm going to keep adjusting this up and down as needed. And just coming back on your mat or on the floor as you like. And getting into I'm just going to shake the mouse and make sure that all is good. And you're just getting your feet apart. Feet are parallel, about almost a meter apart. And squatting. When you squat, your legs are opening like so. And your knees are following the direction of your feet. So if your feet are like that, your knees are going like that. And the intention is that it's a deep stretch for your hip and for your inner thigh. And then just stay. So stay, put your arms like that if you can, or arms over, whatever gives you power. If you want, your arms just here where your thigh ends and your hip bone starts. And each time you go down, you are exhaling, inhaling up, exhaling down, 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 and then just going side to side. It's very simple. Careful of your knees, don't overstretch, and then going into a sort of oceanic wave. So removing tension in your shoulders, possibly the swimming dragons, which I love to do. So your hands are in Namaste and you're just following the waves of your body and watching the breath and just swaying, swaying, swaying. It's like a golfer stretch. So I've come more into a standing and just really feeling the flexibility of your body, giving a little shake like the German Shepherd, being aware of your belly, your back. When you're ready, we go into warrior. So for warrior, I really want you to see the positioning of my feet. Every school is different. But basically, the foot, my right foot is in front and it's pointing straight towards the front of the mat. This part of the heel, the inner part of the heel, should be aligned to the heel of this, and this back foot is at a 30-degree angle. And this knee should not be going beyond the ankle. So again, 90 degrees. In yoga and in Kung Fu, we are all about 90 degrees. And this should ideally be 90 degrees, but really depends on your hips. And because I'm coming back to yoga and Kung Fu after a year of injury, I'm just being kind. So I'm just stretching, seeing how low I can go and switching. So when we switch, the other foot is pointing to the other side, back foot, back leg is straight, back foot is flat. The inner arch of the foot is aligned to the heel, and just stretching, stretching, feeling that, stretching, feeling that, stretching, exhaling, letting go. And then again, deep goddess squats. Each time you go down, exhaling. Each time you go up, inhaling. So for me, my body is feeling very hot now, and for me it's time to start winding down the class. So whatever it is you need to do to start slowing down, my breath is, I'm panting slightly, I'm overweight for my size and my body. So just knowing that deep awareness that this is what I can do today. More than this will put undue pressure on my heart and on my body. And I do have a lot of other things to do. So I'm just slowing down, watching the breath. Possibly you can lie down in Shavasana. I'm dying to put on the fan, but I can't put on the fan because it interferes with the sound. So I'm just going to come into deep relaxation in Sukhasana. I've got literally 2 sips of the coconut left. And we have that. And it's so refreshing and so lovely. So give yourself a little self-massage, tap. This tapping is called Paida in kung fu, really waking up and giving your body the self-touch, self-massage, and just spreading the energy that you have made through yoga. You can make little fists and pummel areas where you don't want fat and disease, because fat also, not to say about fat shaming or saying that we don't like, but fat also, especially around the belly for women and especially around menopause, we accumulate fat in the belly because we go into this estrogen low around the menopause, and the body tries to store fat. It's almost as if it thinks we're going into famine. What's going on? Some of our hormones are just drying up or finishing. So the body gets into panic mode and starts storing fat, especially around the hips, thighs, the bellies. And of course, belly fat leads to diseases like diabetes, high cholesterol, puts more pressure on your heart. It's harder on your joints if you're heavier to walk, and then that leads to arthritis and brittle bones. I mean, it's all linked. I'm not saying that it's good to be fat or skinny. It's good to be healthy and it's good to be pain-free. Whatever that means for you, that's what you need to do. For me, I was getting out of breath in the warrior stretches and talking. Possibly if I was just doing it for myself, it's all good. So just coming back, massaging, patting any areas, and then just sitting in Sukhasana, coming back to half lotus possibly if you want, and pushing the fatty bits of your bottom back so that your knees are as close to the ground. Note, I'm not pushing, I'm just sitting, and then hands are in Chin Mudra. And make your head and spine and hips in one line, your knees towards the ground, your hips on the yoga mat or on the floor. Tune in to the body, tune in to your elbows, to your wrists, to your fingertips, to your shoulders, the back of your head, the back of your neck, to your spine. Check in with your posture, possibly push your elbows. Your shoulders, I keep calling them elbows, but they are shoulders. So push your shoulders back and down. So your shoulder blades get a small self-massage. Chest is out, belly going in and out with your breath. Deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in whatever incense is burning, whatever food is cooking. All your senses open, listening to bird song or any other songs and sounds in your house. With that deep awareness, with your eyes shut, take a deep breath and we chant Om 3 times. Breathe in. Om. Astu ma sadgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya loka samastha sukhina bhavantu. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanan urva Rukamavibandhanat mrityur mokshimamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Feel the chant washing over you. Feel the peace of the Om. Tune in to your own deity, your own higher self, whatever you believe in, and say a small prayer of thanks or gratitude. When you're ready, rub your hands, generate some heat, Place on your eyes, on your face, rub your face in upward motion, and just sending the energy everywhere it needs to go. I have lots to do, so I'm going to shut this down and say bye, and thank you so much for practicing with me. Chilmil. Bye.